Hello, nerds. Welcome to the Superhero Hour. We're a podcast and we talk about stuff. Specifically, that stuff being, we talk about all the shows that are live action and are based on comic books or comic book properties. I am your host for the evening, Taylor. With me as a special guest is Katelynn. Hi, Katelynn.
Hey. Hi, Taylor.
How you doing?
Good.
How was the drive out?
It was pretty nice. Is it nice having someone your age on the show?
Nope. Also with me is
So
Greg.
happy to be here.
My name's Greg, and I'm happy to be here. Thanks.
Are you?
I don't know. She said it, and I was like, that would be weird if I didn't also say it.
What's going on? Like, what are you really feeling, though?
That I'm happy to be here.
Oh, good.
It also happened to marry up with that very nicely.
Oh, yeah.
That I did feel happy to be
That
here.
really meshes well. I feel like that's going to create...
Dovetails, effectively.
Yeah, it's going to create a lot of synergy, and I like it. Also with me is Ryan.
Hey, Taylor. Thanks for having me tonight.
Yeah, are you happy to be here?
No, not really. So, Katelynn, real quick, I just have to
Yes.
make sure that, because this is sort of my job to make sure, since you're the guest panelist tonight, you got to your dressing room today, a couple hours before the show.
I did. Your office is really nice, by the way. The studio, it's way nicer than I expected.
Yeah, it's
and
deluxe,
I was
right?
expecting something really nice, so damn,
Plush.
you guys got money.
Well, I
plush.
mean, based on our show, our voices, our personality, our talent, you would think that it's like the best, but it's double best, right?
There's like diamonds everywhere.
There's diamonds everywhere.
Like I got
guys.
some like in the bathroom earlier just because.
Those are for whoever comes
There's a
by.
person that you have to tip. You have to tip him $1, but in the bathroom, but he'll give you a handful of diamonds.
Yeah, it's
for
a-
$1, not bad.
Yeah, it's a leave a penny, take a diamond scenario.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty common.
Was your dressing room to your liking? You had a long contract writer. You had a lot of demands. Was
I
everything
did.
there?
Yes. I had all of the animals that I asked for. There was a squirrel in there as well, which I appreciated.
That was not on your list. We just threw that in there.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, actually.
I'm going to want that back, by the way. Sorry.
But we created a bond.
I mean, yeah,
She's bonded to the squirrel now. It's over.
Shit. All right,
You could
well,
tell because she stapled it to her leg.
All right, well, I got to put on one ad for a new roommate now, I guess. Anyway.
And anyway, continue.
And you asked for, in your writer, you said all these animals, but one male peacock and a female peacock
Yes.
in heat.
Yes.
Did you get to see that go down?
I did, actually. It was very interesting. I've been watching a lot of Animal Planet, and I wanted to see how it goes down in person. And I needed to see it right before the show because that's what, gets me ready.
Yeah.
And Taylor, your dressing room, was that to your liking? Was there enough empty tin cans?
Wait, Taylor doesn't have a dressing room.
Well,
It's
it's
Taylor-
behind a couch.
I requested his as well, though, so that kind of like.
Where did you go then?
Oh, I just went to your office, which was the trash can down the road.
Oh,
I
this
thought
is an
Taylor-
insult to my office?
I thought Taylor was supposed to restrict his location to just that milk carton.
I mean, well, we didn't find the milk carton, actually, so...
Well, we can find other milk cartons.
Still missing.
well, yeah, but like that was sort of like, we bonded.
That's why you stapled it to your
Wait,
leg?
are you just going to say that you bonded to everything?
Well, I mean, now that I know it's like you bond it, you keep it type situation. I didn't know we had like a finders keepers thing going on. So now, yeah, I bonded to it. By the way, I bonded to your computer earlier.
I bonded to $20. Do you have that?
I bonded to a lot of those diamonds that were in the bathroom.
Those are not for us.
I
Those are
know,
for me.
because every time I try to take them to the bank, they're like, oh, no, your name's on the list. You can't turn these in.
Your diamonds are no good here.
So as
Yeah.
the guest, Katelynn, roughly how many diamonds do you take before you think like, oh, now I'm just being rude?
I actually got the bowl of diamonds and dumped it into my purse because I felt like that's the only proper way to do it as a guest.
I see that you're wearing your nicest cargo pants tonight.
Yes.
You filled all the pockets.
Oh, yes,
with
of course.
diamonds.
With diamonds, yes. I have my cargo shorts on right now, and then also I have really deep pockets. I look like almost like one of those Irwins with all the pockets right now. So I had my squirrel earlier, and then I have my cargo shorts full of diamonds.
When you say had my squirrel earlier, did you eat the squirrel?
No!
Did you eat it?
No!
Never.
Why
You had
not?
to staple it to my leg. It's obviously like...
There's no better dinner than bonding to something and then eating that something.
Guys, squirrel dumplings are delicious.
Squirrel dumplings?
Yeah,
You are
no.
a fucking hillbilly.
No, okay. Sometimes you have rodent problems. You shoot them. You like cut them up a little bit. You put them in a stew with some like dumplings. It's great.
That
Oh, no,
feels
you're
like-
right. You're not a hillbilly. I take it back. That was a
If
great
you-
explanation.
If you eat squirrel, it doesn't feel like you also make dumplings.
Yeah.
That seems like a weird combination.
Two different traits.
Yeah. Here, have some of my possum souffle.
Oh, would you like some of my squirrel-infused fettuccine? No, those... You're gross.
This
Squirrel's
is
good.
This is just a bat foam.
Yeah. Everything you cook on a shovel, a heated shovel.
Well, listen, if it's what you got, you go out to the camp stove.
You already got this hot shovel.
I got this hot shovel. I'm gonna fucking make me some squirrel dumplings. Fuck you guys.
Why is this fucking shovel so hot? Who hotted up this shovel?
It went to the gym and it put in the work.
Very
you are
nice.
shredded, shovel. Damn, got like an 8-pack.
Well, we're talking about Krypton tonight at some point.
Oh, we're talking about Shove-El. How about Kal-El?
I hate you so much. I hate you.
No, that was the perfect transition.
Yeah, so we're talking about Shove-El later. Before we get to that, the super serious shitty bullpen.
So here I am, doing everything I can, holding on to what I am, pretending I'm a Superman.
All right, now we're on to the bullpen. This week, we're watching Krypton, the premiere. So I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to jump in on the trivia game because you guys seem like you were having a lot of fun with it.
That's fine.
Krypton trivia. So we're doing Krypton trivia.
You
We all
got
know
a
how this
theme
works.
song?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
You got a theme song?
I had a producer come into the studio. We just like worked it up real quick. It took like last month.
An outside producer?
trivia.
Was it Timbaland?
Yeah, I got Timbaland.
I can hear that in the intonation of the theme song.
Yeah, so we all know how trivia works. I'm gonna read off a couple questions. You guys just say your name
You're gonna
as your way
do-
to buzz in.
You're gonna do 2 questions like at a time.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I've been practicing that like multi-tonal singing thing, so I'm just gonna ask 2 questions at once, and then whoever can buzz in with their name and answer whichever question they want first, you guys get the points. All right, so we all ready?
I'm
Y'all
ready.
understand?
Well, as
Yeah.
the host of previous trivias, I do have to ask. We say your literally. We say the words your name. And
no,
then,
okay, that is. You know what? That's a. I understand that you're doing this as a dumb thing to try and make me angry, but that is a good clarification. No, you say the name of yourself, the contestant.
We
So-
say yourself, the
The
name of your
contestant.
contestant.
Yes. So Ryan would say Ryan, Greg would say Greg, and Katelynn would say
Just-
Katelynn.
If he doesn't want to do it the right way, he doesn't have to. Just more.
I'm still gonna
Cliff bar
fucking
for the
win.
rest of
I will
us.
still win.
So those are the rules, and everyone needs to follow them.
Yes.
Wait, one more rule though.
Nope. On to number 1.
Is it Jeopardy rules? Do we have to wait for the question to be done?
Christian.
Yes.
I said question. I'm sorry.
Wait for the
Who are you,
question.
me? All right. Number 1. What does the Greek root of Krypton, kryptos, mean?
Greg.
Greg.
Earth.
No, that's not true.
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan.
Crouton.
That's very close, but no.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Crystal.
No, all of those are wrong. So no points are awarded. It actually means hidden.
Hidden.
Hidden, which I don't know why they named the planet after that, but because it's right there. You see
Yeah.
it first thing,
It was not hidden enough,
first
right?
shot. Question number 2. From the years 1960 to 1983, what unit of measure was defined by the 605 nanometer wavelength of the orange spectral line of Krypton 86?
Ryan.
Yeah.
I want to fucking punch you so bad.
Why? That's
I want to
incorrect.
steal your lunch money.
That's an incorrect
Greg.
answer. Greg.
Irradium.
No.
Caitlin,
Yes.
1969.
You know what? That's not the correct answer, but I am going to give you 10 points.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Because you used
She
the
found
sex
a-
number in
Yeah.
there.
69.
No, the correct answer for that was the meter. It was the meter. Was done.
So I was pretty close with irradium.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty close. No, question number 3. Superman is the last descendant of a Kryptonian noble family. What is Taylor's favorite noble gas?
Ryan.
Greg.
Ryan?
Neon.
No, very Greg.
Argon.
No,
I thought it for sure was
Caitlin,
Argon. I
not
was
that
so
one.
sure.
Caitlin,
Yes.
farts.
You know what? Wrong
shit.
again, but another 15 points to
What the
Katelynn.
fuck? Wait, how many points was mine?
Yours was none. So Ryan has 0 points. Greg also calculating 0 points. And
To be fair, though, I've answered every question so far.
Katelynn far ahead, 25 points. No, the answer is Krypton. Krypton is Taylor's favorite noble gas. Question number 4. Moving right along. In what year was Krypton discovered?
Greg.
Greg.
1969. Nice.
Yeah, that I would have accepted 1969, but since you added the nice, I'm
Oh,
actually gonna have
shit.
to deduct 1,000 points.
Trivia.
Negative 1,000 points.
Negative 1,000 points for the wrong answer on that one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have established that there are a couple of these questions that are heavily in the negative if you answer them incorrectly.
Ryan.
Ryan.
1929.
No, that's also
Say nice. Say nice, quick.
Nice.
Caitlin.
Ooh, Ryan gets plus 5 points.
Yes.
Caitlin.
On the board.
2001.
That's a Space Odyssey. You are going to get 400 points for that.
Come on.
Because it's a space odyssey?
Yeah. The correct answer was, of course, 1898. Number 5. What color is ionized krypton gas?
Ryan.
Green.
Nice.
Nope. That's incorrect. You don't lose any points for that, though. Anyone else?
Caitlin. Blue.
Ooh, also wrong. It's
Greg.
pretty easy.
Greg.
Red. Incorrect yet again,
It's
you
going to be
guys.
like fucking periwinkle or
Said
something.
it was easy, and then
It's
Teal.
pretty easy. The answer is white, like a lily, like lily white. Ooh,
that does
no-
seem easy now.
Yeah, no points.
Wow.
No points awarded.
That is a major lily-white right there.
Question number 6. In what countries was krypton isotopes in the air used to determine nuclear activity?
Greg.
Japan.
Japan.
Incorrect, but I'm going to give you plus 500 points.
All right, I'm digging my way out.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Japan.
Nope, negative 1,000. You are now at 955 in the negative.
Caitlin.
Yes.
Japan.
Ooh, that is plus 4,000 points.
This is some bullshit.
I get it now.
The-
Now I get it. I
the-
think I
What,
just
but
fig-
is
I
it
think I
just
just
B.
figured it
Caitlin?
out. I think I just figured it
Ugh.
out. Check it
The,
out. Watch me on this next one, and then you're
All
going to
right,
see.
the correct answers were Pakistan and North Korea. Question number 7. Superman can lift extremely heavy objects with ease. What is the atomic weight of the element krypton?
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
7.
That is negative 4,000.
Oh.
Ryan.
Yes, Ryan.
He got his very husky voice. Perfect. Hi, it's me, Ryan.
Hi.
I'm a big manly man.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Because I'm confused from being so stupid.
Superman can lift extremely heavy objects with ease. What is the atomic weight of the element krypton?
4.
Ooh, for Caitlin, that is plus 5.
My name's Ryan.
Oh, yeah, for Ryan.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
1.35.
Ooh, Greg gets another plus 500, making him break even.
Take that, Mom.
So do we just have to say it as adorably as Greg just said that?
That's what I was trying to do.
I'm giving a little bit of partial credit here. The correct answer was 83.798.
But because I used a decimal, that showed that I was on the right track.
I would have accepted up to, one significant figure. Question number 8.
All right.
Where do I know that guy from?
Ryan.
Church
class.
Greg.
Ooh, church class. Not correct, but you did get plus 5,000
Greg.
points for that.
5,000.
Greg.
Caitlin.
You're back
Greg.
at 0.
Caitlin.
Yeah,
Greg.
Caitlin.
Come on.
Shit.
From the house you've been peeping in.
Ooh, incorrect, but another plus 3,000 points.
And the house
Really
Taylor's been peeping in. That's where he
Greg.
sits and eats his marshmallow chips.
Greg.
Game of Thrones. He's Barristan Selmy.
Ooh, that is actually the correct
That's
answer.
the right answer.
That is
I know
actually-
that's the right
That
answer.
is actually the correct answer.
You
So I'm
recognize her from Deadwood. She was Trixie.
So I'm going to give you 25 points.
Yes.
All right. Now, for
Feels
the-
so good, you guys.
the final question in this trivia segment, you guys. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
What is the 4th best song on REM's 1986 album Life's Rich Pageant?
Ryan. Pants so tight.
Ugh. Incorrect. That's another negative 5,000 for
I
you.
just got 5,000.
I
Easy
know.
come, easy go.
Yeah, Greg.
Lacoon.
Ooh, no, that's incorrect. That's another negative 1,000 for you.
Don't take away my only points.
I'm sorry. It's just I
Oh.
had to do it. So.
I just barely got those.
He had
Yeah.
to do it.
Sorry, it's the rules. It's right here. Anyone else? Any other answers?
Caitlin.
Yes.
Quesadilla.
Ooh, no, that's incorrect, but you get another 1,000 points.
This feels like this is rigged.
All right.
Quesadilla is obviously
I will
amazing.
allow double answers on this.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Paint drips from my overalls.
Ooh, that's plus 5 points.
Cool. That'll make up for the 5,000 I just lost. Ryan.
Yeah.
Rapid eye movement.
Ooh, no, that's negative 10.
Greg.
Greg.
Losing my religion.
Ooh, nope, that is incorrect. You have another negative 5.
Caitlin.
Katelynn.
Regaining my religion.
Ooh, nope. But that's
The sequel, the follow-up song.
Yeah.
plus another 40 points.
Good
a good
news,
one.
everybody.
All right. All right. Now, speed round. One more answer to this question. First one to buzz in.
Greg,
Greg.
potatoes.
Ooh, that's incorrect, but I am going to give you plus 15,000 points.
He said first one to buzz in, and I just sat there.
Smash 'em, put 'em in
staring
a
at him.
stew.
So,
Potato.
correct answer was actually Superman off of that album. But I'm going to tally the scores here. It looks like Katelynn with a whole lot of points.
It's me.
Ryan. Oh yeah. It looks like Greg is far and away the winner. Congratulations, Greg, on winning that one.
Thanks, everybody.
Wow, that was a
That
great
was
round of
fun.
trivia.
I think we all had fun doing that.
I had
That
a
was
good
fun.
time
Definitely.
doing trivia, you guys.
Good fun. Let's
It
just
actually-
make the whole podcast.
It did not get recorded. We are going to do that one more time.
Oh, did we not hit record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bummer.
Well, I've run out of questions, so I guess we're gonna have to do a different segment. But after this, you're gonna be hearing the main segment, which is us talking about this show, Krypton.
If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my
We're the
side.
sci-fi superhero show Krypton. We meet Seg-El, the grandfather of Superman, whose family has been disgraced by a knockoff Russell Crowe, who condemns Seg's grandfather to death for treason. Seg's path in life is changed when knockoff Army Hammer time travels from Earth to tell him to find the Fortress of Solitude and stop Brainiac, and also because he stopped a bomb. He gets elevated to the upper rank of society yet again, only to find out his parents are part of a secret society of some sort, and then get executed in front of him for refusing to reveal the fortress's location, which Seg will presumably use to rescue Krypton. Also, what I can only assume is General Zod's grandmother is boning down with Seg on the reg. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you this. This show's not technically based on a comic book, is it?
Oh, we got to cut it. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, listen.
Are you going to pull the Fear the Walking Dead defense?
This is every episode we talk about this. I'm just gonna ask:
Is this really based on a
is
comic
it
book?
based on comic book? Because I don't think it is, and like we don't have to talk about it.
What about that?
We probably should right now, though.
I mean,
right?
we should now.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of had the whole show pointing towards
I
this.
mean,
Yeah.
we can talk about it. But what did you guys think? Was it like good? Did you like it? Was it like who's your favorite? Do you think who's gonna win?
You want to just dish.
I mean, I just want to know.
I mean, I think the best part of the show is probably, is it Seg-El or Sag-El?
I think it's.
What the-
I looked it up online.
Isn't that a beautiful name? It just rolls right off.
It's just
the
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seg-El.
Seg.
Seg-El.
Yeah, well,
Steven Seg-El.
him, like the actor, he's pretty to look at, and that's probably
He
it.
is pretty to look at, but
Yeah.
he has one of those faces that it makes me go. I feel like I hate
It makes you go Christina a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like him? You
I don't
are
like
frustrated
him.
about
I did.
How
like,
about his jacket? Do you like his jacket?
his jacket's okay. I
It's
liked.
a baller jacket.
I did like the jacket that the time travel dude was wearing because I was
Adam Strange.
Adam
yeah
Strange.
because I had a moment where I said to myself, why is anybody pointing out that like this is the only dude on Krypton wearing a hoodie? And then they did point that out, so that's a plus point to the show.
and
And
a
a
Tigers.
Detroit Tigers hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they had
Yeah.
to mention that like 15 times. Oh, Detroit Tigers. It's like, okay, we'll get it.
He's from Detroit.
We get it.
I mean, like, he is barely there. Like, there's no originality in this character for sure. Like, he is all of the Han Solo, Peter Quills that we have grown up with. Like, the smiling in a bar fight. That's how you just know exactly
Yep.
how, like, the kind of character that we have. The cool thing it did from there, though, once we get introduced to him, is that it mostly stayed on him. And it didn't lose track of him. So it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, it was not a bad show by any stretch of the imagination.
It wasn't fun. I like fun.
I went into it because the last several sci-fi shows that we've watched have been a lot of fun because
Yeah.
we've got Winona Earp and
Winona
Happy?
fucking Earp.
Winona fucking Earp and Happy.
Happy's fun.
And I enjoy those shows. This was it wasn't fun. It was
A little more dark matter, a little less Winona Earp,
yeah. And panelist Mike is well known for loving dark matter.
and dead, so who
And
gives
being
a shit?
dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Being
That
a
guy.
corpse.
X's on the eyes.
I didn't like dark matter that much, and this show reminded me of dark matter. So I imagine it'll be a show that every episode that I don't watch, I will hear is the best episode that's ever happened, and then I just won't watch those episodes.
That's just Mike trying to defend that he spent an hour watching something. That doesn't mean it's actually good.
And because we are like we have Stockholm syndrome about these shows.
Yeah.
And if you have to watch them every week, eventually you just start telling yourself they're good. That way you feel like there's some order to the universe.
It's like that last episode was so shitty. It's like, oh well, this one's okay.
Yeah.
And your ratings just keep going
I
up
wasn't
from there.
upset.
It didn't make me that mad.
Katelynn, you don't have Stockholm syndrome yet from all of these shows like we do. What was your
Just
take
from
on
your kidnapping.
Yeah. What was your take on this premiere? Like, would you watch more of this show?
I don't think I ever want to watch another episode of this show. It fell definitely flat. I actually was trying to remember what happened in the episode because it just nothing stuck with me. Besides the fact that his parents both died in a very like Batman-y way, I think. Just and it was very, very obvious. It's like, oh, your parents are gonna die.
Don't
And
be
then,
parents of a future superhero.
Right?
You're gonna die.
He's not even a superhero though. He's like gonna die too because
the future grandpa of a superhero.
Superheroes grandpappy.
Yeah, it was great because I cared so little about this episode that I was already looking up IMDb to be like, where do I know this person from during it, and then I saw that. I was like, I have to scroll down really far in this like list of actors to find his parents because they list it by the number of episodes they're in, and his parents are in one episode. So I was like, oh, so they die in this episode.
Yes.
Right.
And then the crazy thing was that both parents were carrying boxes of pearls, and when they got shot, all of those pearls just hit the ground.
And when they changed the name of the court to Crime Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Get it?
These are illusions. I'm familiar with this.
How did you guys? So a thing that I've never understood about Krypton, and I don't know if this is like in other media or if this was they decided to make this choice for the show. Their planet is like a garbage planet, right? Like it just seems shitty outside. They have to have like force fields to make it like okay to live.
Yeah, they got a crap planet.
Yeah, like why do we care that it's dead? It's good that Krypton has exploded. Like
Well,
I'm
there's people there.
no, I'm glad it's gone.
There's folks.
Fuck, man. So this is the racist joint you're gonna do today? Like this is the one you're gonna do?
Yeah, I figured like I've done all the others. Like now it's time to expand. Let's go like interstellar.
I do like how they live in like a Jetson city up on a platform. And then if you like are found guilty of a crime, they just check you off the side.
Yeah, just push.
Just like,
You gotta
get
walk
out
the
of here.
plank.
You are getting pushed out of the force field.
You're banished and you're gonna fall to your death.
It looked pretty nice, and I thought like I didn't think it was that garbage. I thought if you live where you're supposed to live in Jetson part, then it looked okay. But it was weird because
Because they got like a red sun, right? So like they got a crappy sun.
Yeah,
It's not their fault. I mean, they
Well,
love their sun. It's good for them.
I mean, if it's so bad, like why don't they just move?
Well, one of them does, and thank goodness he does, because he saves us all.
Not me.
Spoiler alert: it's
Not-
Superman.
not my Superman.
comes.
But it seemed like the two biggest. I'm just gonna ignore all that. It seemed like the two biggest inspirations for like the look and the feel were the Matrix, because everyone is inspired by that, and there was a
Yeah.
room that was just there was a scene that was straight out of the baby room from Matrix.
This is a show that wears its inspiration very much on its sleeve.
But the other thing it looked like in a lot of ways was the prequels for Star Wars. They were like, those. I really like those prequels. Let's make a show like the prequels. Don't do that.
People really love the prequels.
Everyone's
Let's do
clamoring
that.
for more of that, but what we got was like the same sort of look of the city and the same sort of sci-fi C-SPAN. Everybody wants that sci-fi C. That's not true. Nobody wants that.
It reminded me of like I feel like the Sci-Fi Channel keeps doing these shows where it's like you know that like beloved property that everyone loves. What if we took it and removed the things that everybody loves and made it a political drama set on a planet that was referenced in that beloved franchise? I think this will do great.
And it's not just Phantom Menace. Like at this point, has Game of Thrones done more damage to TV than it has good? Like people keep trying to do that like political drama of a fantasy world.
Yeah,
and they don't know how to do it.
It very much wants to be that. You know what it reminded me of? I made a note here, Ryan.
Oh, read your note, Greg.
I made a note here. It. Do you remember that show that briefly existed? It was like Oz. It was like Emerald City.
Mhm.
And that was very much like, what if Emerald City and Game of Thrones were in the same universe? You don't need that for everything. Not everything has to be Game of Thrones.
And just so you know, we have hired none of the writers from Game of Thrones, and we've never actually seen Game of
But
Thrones.
Krypton, just so you don't miss it, Krypton front and center puts the guy that played Barristan Selmy, Ian McSomething.
And the dad is the detective in Sherlock Holmes who can't ever solve a crime by himself.
That guy, the French sounding name.
Yeah.
But so like they're like, just so you know, right off the bat, this definitely is Game of Thrones. For me, it did answer the one major question, which is like, why is this related to Superman? I really thought maybe they weren't going to even touch that. It was just going to be the origin story of Krypton. But by bringing in Adam Strange and having that tie and have him like bring the cape of Superman,
Yeah,
That is
which
disappearing.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
disappearing
Marty
like a
McFly.
Back to the
That's-
Future rules.
Yeah.
That's established time
Of
travel.
course.
That's how it works.
Did he say that? Did
Yeah.
he look straight at the camera and be like, "Back to the Future"?
As he handed her the cape, he was like, McFly. But yeah, so I like how we're going to get to watch that cape disintegrate
Honestly,
over the season.
but once
the
it's
only-
gone, the show's canceled, and then we're good.
Well,
the-
once Krypton blows up, I mean, the show's over. So.
not
I
gonna be
would love
much
it
to
if it's
do.
like episode 2, it just like rapidly disintegrates, and he's like, fuck, sorry, and then he just like bounces, and
I tried.
Superman's dead in the future, and they're just like, we don't know what to do. That's a show I would watch.
But I hope they do the same thing that Gotham is doing, which is making like a 13-year-old Bruce or a Batman, 13-year-old Bruce Wayne Batman. If they start making a newborn Clark Kent Superman, just like he starts just lifting cars and wearing capes. I will say this though, like there are some pretty good moments, and I think a lot of it is sort of shitty, like it's sort of hack, but they knew when to put in that music, and that Superman
Yeah.
music will still get me every time.
It's good music. And also they did interesting things like the relationship between Seg-El and Lady Zod. Like
Yeah.
the
that was
She was
interesting.
probably the best part.
Yeah.
I really liked, well, and the fact that, Sag-El was attractive, but she was awesome. And like all of her tribe or group, that was like probably the best scene.
Yeah. And I thought it was an interesting idea having them like united. So
and
that
like
seemed worthwhile.
if we're just gonna list stuff that was cool, Rao, the multiple faced dude who
Yeah.
just walks around,
That's
that was
pretty-
frightening.
That's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
Like, if I was the ruler of someplace, I'd put on a big-ass metal
Sure.
helmet that just has a bunch of different faces on it.
People go to
Which is
push
my real
you, and then
face.
you put that helmet on. They're like, nope. Sorry, Rao.
You're right.
I think I went into this really prepared to hate it, and I'm surprised that I didn't actually hate it.
It's not a bad show.
It's not bad. I just wish it would have a little more fun. There's a line where Adam Strange is talking about the bad guy of the first season, and as
You mean Brainiac?
he's describing it, we get to see him, and it looks awesome, and it's crazy. But Adam Strange is like, but his real name is Brainiac.
Yeah.
Like, you should say his nickname that we call him on the side is Brainiac.
Like, they don't even
his
hang-
Christian name on his birth certificate is
They don't
Brainiac.
even like hang a lampshade on it or anything. They treat it so fucking serious. His real name is Brainiac.
Also, they brought up Brainiac, and they never referenced what level intellect he is. I was super confused. Is this Brainiac 12th level intellect? Or is this a different Brainiac?
We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know. We'll never know.
That his mom was a brain and his dad was a maniac, and that was the relationship name is Brainiac. Like that's how they combined
In the
it.
tabloids?
Yeah.
Scene going into a nightclub, Brainiac.
All right. Well, that's Krypton.
I'm gonna watch one more, guys. I'm gonna do it.
All right. Watch one more. Tell us how it is. And if it ends up being, if they figure it out and figure out how to have fun, maybe we'll
Taylor,
watch it.
they're gonna fucking figure it out. Sure. One more episode, they're gonna figure it out.
We got it, you guys. We nailed it down. Best show on TV.
All right. Krypton is on the SyFy channel on a night. I think it's some night. Wednesday nights. It's Wednesday nights. It's on
Wednesday.
SyFy channel on Wednesday nights. Go watch it. See if you like it. If you like it, keep watching it. The SyFy channel makes good content. Sometimes support them. We're going to talk about all the rest of the shows right after this. Now we're here in the pool list. What?
It's relaxing. I like being here.
Yeah, that was just
it's a
you,
good
like-
room.
yeah.
We've
Oh,
moved
yeah.
into a different part of the studio.
It's kind of like a more laid back vibe,
Yeah.
comfier.
An appropriate amount of moisture is in the room right now.
I loved the amount of moisture before. Love the amount of moisture now.
And also, I'm far
very
enough
ni-
away from you, Taylor, that I don't have to get the
Fumes?
Backsplash?
Spritzing.
Yeah, it's the splash. It's like
Splash. You're in the splash zone.
Yeah.
Well, not in the splash
Yeah.
zone right now.
now I'm not.
Being
Before
near
I can take off
Taylor-
my poncho.
Is like riding on Splash Mountain.
Listen, I like to get real wet, and I
You
like
will
to
get
shake
wet.
around like a shaggy dog. That's just how I roll. It helps me relax, helps me loosen up. That's how I do my best work.
Do you remember Sylvester? Like how he talked?
Yeah. Hey,
You're like if you
Adrian.
dip Sylvester in water and then slapped you in the face with it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm Rocky.
No, perfect Sylvester. You got it, dude.
Thanks. So this is the part of the show where we talk and rank about all the other shows that we watch.
We're talking,
this
we're
week.
ranking.
We're talking and we're ranking. We're chilling, maxing, relaxing, all cool. So your number 10 show this week is The Walking Dead.
On this week's episode of The Walking Dead, Maggie, Enid, Michonne, and Rosita encounter a seemingly benevolent woman named Georgie, who gives them food and documents in exchange for phonograph records. This all comes from Wikipedia, by the way. Georgie claims the documents to be a key to the future. Negan leads the Saviors to the hilltop to send a warning via their newly tainted weapons, and Rick pursues the Saviors and chases Negan into a what? Is it A, a tizzy, B, a Dairy Queen, C, a haunted house, or D, a building?
Greg,
Yes,
a building.
it's a building, guys. Yeah, it's just a building.
Shit.
A lot of those
Dairy
things
Queen.
were also
Taylor.
buildings, so I felt like I could build a case for that.
Taylor, go ahead.
Tizzy?
It is not tizzy. I give you negative 75 billion points, you schmuck.
I'm in charge of this, so I think I'm okay.
We don't say schmuck enough.
I know, dude. It's a good one.
Really good.
With a name like Schmuck, it has to be good. So that was The Walking Dead?
Katelynn, did you watch this show? Do you like this show?
So no, I didn't actually watch the show, but I did
Good.
read like 5 reviews about it, and everyone kept saying how it wasn't as shitty as all the rest of the episodes. So,
Whoa.
yeah.
That's how you can tell it's such a
And
good show.
Want to know why?
Why?
Because there was flaming walkers.
Flaming Walker.
Flaming walkers.
They've been holding
and-
that back for a while.
Exactly. And because they were on fire and they led people out of like a building, it was a good like episode. So
That stands to reason.
Yep.
That makes sense. That checks out.
It's still our number 10 show this week, which is dead last. Our number 9 show this week, and guys, every week we try-
Every week.
we
It
try.
feels early to be explaining this.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes we like to explain it early.
Yeah.
We like to try to make the show that we talk about the most, the main segment of the show. We like to make that number 1, and we
Are
try
we going to the number 1 show now?
Let's just cut to the number 1.
I mean, let's cut to the number 1. It's not Krypton. So this is the part of the show where we would talk about Krypton if we were going to talk about it, but it's number 9. So we did a really great job.
I feel like that was the
Congratulations to us.
smoothest way to get through that part of the list.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think
Give
that
the
was
listener
easily-
the information right up front.
Yeah, tell them what you're going to tell them.
Uh-huh.
Tell them something different. and then
Run away.
and then
switcheroo.
that's what we did. Your number 8 show this week is Lucifer.
On this week's Lucifer, Lucifer and Chloe try to track down the copycat of the Broken Hearts Killer, a serial killer Pierce investigated in the 50s who would smash in the chests of cheating lovers, while Lucifer attempts to keep Chloe and Pierce from boning. Amendiel tries to deal with the fact that the body of his mom is running around as Charlotte, and Dan tries to tame the wild maze. To help lure in the Broken Hearts Killer, Pierce and Chloe act like they are a couple, and Lucifer learns that he doesn't get to decide who Chloe loves or has in her life. Even
Woke.
though it seems like what Pierce really wants from her is the ability to, die, I guess, maybe. Isn't that what Pierce always wants? So, friendos, I ask you this. Lucifer is an odd show, but is it getting formulaic?
Here's why I love this episode that is almost at the bottom.
Better than Krypton,
Better than Krypton.
the attempted number 1 show of the week.
Guys, can we coin that phrase? Better than Krypton?
Better than Krypton.
About the podcast?
Yeah. Better than Krypton.
Let's not make something a promise we can't live up to.
That's a good point.
They've got nice sets.
Usually when I'm watching an episode like this, I'm pissed off because we made no forward momentum. Like all the arcs are exactly the same. But I can't believe how grossed out I felt after this episode, being mired in all of the disgusting things that these people do.
Uh-huh.
And some of the characters' arcs are better than others. Like Lucifer is just basically doing what Chloe did 2 weeks ago of like cock blocking essentially. But what Maze is doing is horrifying to watch. It makes me sick. I want to barf. And for her to do what she's doing,
You mean just like the general pouting?
yeah, and like she's hardcore. Like this is some elite pouting.
Yeah.
And then to basically destroy the house that like a 5-year-old lives in, and then scream at her 5-year-old's dad or the 5-year-old's dad about how much she hates the 5-year-old in front of the 5-year-old to watch the 5-year-old run away in tears. That was rough stuff, dude.
Which, I mean, Trixie, come on. Nobody hates Trixie. Trixie is awesome. Trixie's the best part of the show.
Trixie is definitely the best part of the show. Her name is Trixie, so like I hope like I'm raising you to be an Old West hooker, and she hides chocolate cake everywhere in her room.
Or the winner of All Stars 3 on Drag Race.
Was her name Trixie?
Yeah, it was Tracy Mattel.
Trixie Mattel?
Yeah.
That's like a cereal and like a toy.
Yeah,
all in
that
one.
hits me hard in all my
Same.
places.
It also has a very emotional origin, but we don't have to get into that because that's not what this show is about.
That's not what Lucifer's about, or the superhero hour.
Both.
I'm just so interested. I wish we could get resolution on that.
So-
But I
so
don't
the-
think we're going to be able to,
Oh.
Ryan, because we just don't have time. But okay, the show is like super formulaic at the moment, right? Like this every single week is they take the case of the week, they play off some element of it, and Lucifer explores that. This is just the opposite of what happened last week, where
It is, yes. It is sort of the opposite, and that was not the greatest part. But I think that I'm doing a pretty good job of a lot of things, really. Like, there's so many things, but watching Lucifer, first and foremost, number one on my resume, because I just sort of like, I just get cross-eyed when they do the Case of the Week thing. I just don't care. I don't pay attention.
See,
and I like the ensemble.
That's me with like Maze. Whenever it's like Maze's turn to talk, I'm just like, oh, I don't give a shit about this.
Oh, really?
She's not a great actress. It's a silly character. Like this demon that's in charge of torturing people and also had her feelings hurt.
But she has a cut through one of her eyebrows, which if you're a dude and have that, you're one of the biggest douchebags. But for some reason, if you're a girl, I like the eyebrow scar. Yeah, it's badass.
And I think the problem is they're like, well, Maze is badass. And so the actress is like, well, then I'm going to do all this stuff really badass. And I don't know, the kind of the more badass you try to act, the less you are. And including when you talk shit on a 5-year-old child right in front of her and make her cry. Not badass, man. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I won't have it.
That's tips on childcare from Greg.
Yeah.
We'll be checking in with more of those tips later on in the show.
Oh, man. I got easily 3 more tips.
Every show, do we go to Greg for childcare tips?
You know what? Yes.
Okay. Number 1, don't shake babies.
Great. Do you have a moment of the week?
Besides that time when I advocated not shaking babies.
100%. I would like another additional moment of the week.
Which I said in jest, but is a very real tip. Don't shake babies.
Yeah, we want to say that everything that we say in jest is also real information.
And see, I would say always shake babies' hands when you meet them. It's only polite.
That's true. That's probably why babies like you so much.
Yeah.
That guy's a gentleman. Okay, my moment of the week is Lucifer is watching Pierce and Chloe speak to one another, and he's talking to Ella. And she's like, oh, yeah, they're probably going to bone. And Lucifer says, the detective doesn't bone. The detective doesn't bone. That's my moment of the week.
The dog don't hunt. Ryan, moment of the week?
My moment of the week is just when Maze was just talking shit on a 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old heard it and ran away crying. And by the way, too, like she ran away from the house, and we never saw her again.
She
like,
left the house.
She didn't run to her room. She just like hopped in her wagon and just drove away forever.
One thing to remember, though, is that little girl knows how to knife fight because of Maze, so she's going to be fine.
Yeah.
She'll just knife fight her way out of
She
any problem.
can do that like butterfly knife thing where you can't just open it up. You have to like do all the crazy stuff with your hand with a butterfly knife. So Trixie's good.
Trixie's great. Katelynn, even if you didn't watch the show this week, did you have a moment of the week?
I didn't watch the show, but from a review, I would say that Pierce decides to pursue a relationship with Chloe, and he has to ask Lucifer for a blessing. Yeah, that seems like pretty crazy.
Good moment.
I think that's a very modern thing to do.
Lucifer's
Excuse me, may
on.
I pursue her?
What man is in charge of you, miss? I'm going to ask him if I may court you.
Is it still your dad, or has someone else taken over?
You got a lease on this, or what's going on?
Girl, you look like you are worth a mess of goats. Direct me to the man who I got to give these goats to.
Ooh.
Medieval Boys to Men is one of my favorite bands.
I will give you goats and your dad some goats.
Oh. Lucifer's on Fox on Monday nights. Your number 7 show this week is Jessica Jones.
On this week's Jessica Jones, in efforts to reveal more of her past, Jessica goes to IGN, where she finds the name Dr. Leslie Hansen on one of the doors. Using her PI skills, Jessica locates Dr. Hansen's apartment and a crispy human head in the basement furnace. To identify the head, Trish bribes a mortician and uses her radio show to set up a meetup with the Dr. Hansen. Jessica learns about the meetup and locks Trish in so she can question Dr. Leslie Hansen herself. Dr. Hansen is surprised to find Jessica, but still answers all of her questions. She said that Jessica is a walking miracle, and Jessica angers her when she says that she wishes she died with the rest of her family in a car crash. Angered Dr. Hansen easily tosses Jessica across the room, revealing that she too has powers. Meanwhile, Trish gets an ID on the head, which turns out to be Dr. Leslie Hansen, and she rushes to meet up to warn Jessica. We meet Trish, Jessica, and Dr. Hansen outside the meetup spot, where we see Dr. Hansen super jump on a building, revealing that she is Simpson's murderer. So, taste buds, I asked you this. P.I. Jessica Jones found no dirt on Trish's boyfriend Griffin, but we see him take all of Trish's research from her computer. Is this because he's worried about her, or do you think there's a bigger, more evil plan in mind for him?
I think this is the biggest question so far about Jessica Jones. Is not who's the bad guy going to be, or who is Jessica going to recklessly, drunkenly bang again, but what is behind Trish's boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. He's handsome, but is slightly evil way.
I don't trust handsome people.
No, right. I get
Not
that from
for
you a
1
lot.
minute.
Yeah.
The only reason I trusted him is because Jessica said she trusted him. But then that happened. So I was like, what?
I like the way that she said that, though. Like, she was like, oh, no, he's got some bad shit. But she's decided nothing worth telling you about. You know, like, I found out some stuff, but it's only bad in, like, a normal way, not enough to, like, make him a supervillain. But is Jessica even that good of a PI anyway? Like,
I don't think they've established that on this show, that she doesn't do much PIing anyway. I mean, so far this season, she's just like been like, no, I'm not going to take anybody's case. Leave me alone.
and every time, like, she gets stumped, she just punches a hole through something. And the guy's accent is perfectly in between classic British bad guy and classic British good guy. So I don't know.
He has all the makings of a bad guy. So I think he's going to be something big, but I obviously don't know what.
I'm not rooting for him to be good. Like, I'm not, like, hoping, you know?
I'm like hoping for him to be good.
But it's
I
I'm
hope
not
it's like a twist.
It'd be so nice for Trish.
I'm not rooting against him in the same way I did against Will, who I wanted to be evil and dead as soon as possible. Nuke, the guy who just got his
Will
neck.
Simpson?
Oh,
Yeah, Will Simpson. But yeah, I don't know.
I do like Caitlin's idea that it's a twist that he's good. Like, that just seems really wholesome and fun. But like I'm really rooting for that now.
Turns out
like
he was a
actually really
super
good.
nice guy.
That's the line that they're writing
Oh.
right now. Like, that's the fence that they're walking on. Is it like depending on the scene? I'm not sure. You know.
There's a part where Jessica Jones has to sneak into the super's apartment, and she encounters his suave little boy.
The super.
And she says to him, like, to distract the kid, do you want to show me some of your cool toys? Man, that line would still work on me. If a strange person walked into my house and then was like, hey, talk to me about these action figures, I'd be like, okay, cool. And then they could look around and do whatever they wanted, and I would just follow them talking about action figures.
It's just really nice to have someone ask you about your interests.
Yeah, especially when you're like a
thank you
5-year-old
for
handsome
asking.
boy.
Yeah. It's great. It feels nice.
But still, like, cuts her down to size because she's super powered. She's one of the coolest people on the planet, and he's like, "Do you know Captain America? I don't care. Get out of here. Like, I want to know about Captain America."
You ain't Captain
Who
America.
is a war criminal.
All
Kids
right,
love
Taylor.
I just want to say.
Your fucking conservative shit in the Marvel Universe is crazy. You're just on Fox News preaching we have to capture Captain America. So my whole thing is that there's too many episodes. These episodes are way too long. So I'm going to ask you guys if we had to cut one right now and we never hear from it again, this plot line, is it...
Jessica Jones.
That would shorten it up real quick.
I'm just saying, if
Girl.
we're trying to shorten, I thought that was the name of the game.
The claws are out.
Is it Trish and her boyfriend is gone forever, the asshole super with a kid, or Hogarth cancer storyline? Which one are you
Hogarth
dust?
cancer.
Yeah?
No, she's ALS, isn't it?
It's
Oh, does she?
ALS, yeah.
Does
She has
have
cancer of the ALS?
Lou
Cancer of
Gehrig's
ALS.
She has
disease?
Lou Gehrig's disease, also known as ALS.
I feel like the boat passed on ALS being like the thing.
Yeah, dude, that's over.
That I mean, like, you could still do. I feel like they've waited just long enough that they can do it, and it's not like oh, you're doing that because of the ice bucket thing. Because what show was it, like Empire, where it started and he was like, yeah, you got ALS, a thing that we all learned about last week.
Wait, so right now we're deciding on which diseases we care about and do not care about?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about disease Olympics right now.
I do remember there was like one day in the early 2000s where the day before all we did was talk about AIDS, and then the next day you just never heard about it ever again.
Well, I think that they rolled out like a lot of preventative measures, and it's not really a death sentence anymore, so it's all right.
Thank goodness. Because of that Ice Bucket Challenge, they did make major breakthroughs. They got so much funding from that.
It actually was a really good thing.
Because
So.
even though you were supposed to either dump the ice on yourself or make a donation, nobody was just like, well, I got out of that by doing the ice. That felt great.
I mailed a bucket of ice to the ALS headquarters.
So glad I
That
didn't have
is
to
a
support
really
that
great way
financially.
of getting money, is being like, either give us money or torture yourself. like you're either paying us a check or you're gonna waterboard yourself for like our entertainment.
I did it in like a really sheer white T-shirt.
Yeah, I
and
remember
my
that.
God, my pepperonis were on fire.
That blew up.
Yeah.
That blew up. People were sharing that all over the place.
So you're saying not Hogarth, keep the Hogarth?
I like the Hogarth. It's got okay, Trinity.
Trinity's in
And
there.
she's doing a great job. I think it's a very interesting character. I say Trish and her boyfriend because I just want it to be that boyfriend turns out to be a nice guy because I think she deserves that and I want that for her. And he's very handsome and nice, so I hope that works out. But it's not a plotline I want to see. I just want to know that like she's taking care of.
Send me
She
an
has
email, and then
companionship.
I'll watch the rest of the show.
Exactly.
And the other thing, too, Caitlin, you alluded to this in your paragraph, is Trish now is just a radio show host, if it suits Jessica Jones. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to run to my radio show real quick. We'll find out some information, and then I won't go to work for like 3 weeks straight.
She's dumb as a bag of rocks, though. Her plan is so stupid. They find a head in the furnace, and it's like, obviously that's the head of the lady of that doctor lady. Like, maybe I know that because I'm watching a TV show and it just makes sense. But then she's like on her radio show, like, hey, I want to talk to this lady. Girl, you're gonna get killed.
Girl,
what
she
are you
dead.
doing?
then-
Yeah, you were just like hanging out with her head. Her burnt head a second ago. Don't try to talk to that lady.
And there's no amount of the producers going, cut that will like stop her. She'll just be like, nah.
Yeah, that woman in that booth, her producer Dave, was clearly like, stop. Write a memo quickly.
Does not give a shit, that woman.
And then Trish gets super like angry or like upset about the charred head, and they just dumped a dead body.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Like, excuse me, you saw a whole dead body,
Jessica
but this
Jones-
little charred one, like, ooh.
She clearly goes to the beach and just like whips him. The first shot is just this body flying into the water, and they cut to the two of them, and it's obvious she just like hammer tossed this guy out into the middle of the fucking ocean. And they're like, well, that handles that.
You're the hammer toss.
Hey. Moments of the week?
My moment of the week was the new bad guy, who I actually liked. Like, this was a good introduction. I think she's going to be cool because she feels crazy in a different way. Definitely different than, what's his butt? Doctor Who, Purple Man.
That's
David Tennant.
Thank you
Kilgrave.
for using his full name.
She bowls with Jessica Jones, like just right down the alley, gets a strike. But my moment of the week is specifically, I can't believe how many movies and TV shows I have watched superpowered people doing things in costume, and it doesn't do anything. Like, it's just, that seems normal. But if you do superpowered things in plain clothes, it is the fucking weirdest looking thing I've ever seen. She scales a building and then like sort of has to over the top and like just like old lady clothes. What are you doing, lady? You're gonna get hurt.
Damn it,
Give me your
Grandma.
hand.
Greg?
Okay, mine is there's like a rival detective agency, and remember the guy that she beat up?
Always
Yeah.
on time.
Yeah. So
Always
his
on
name is
time.
Price Chang, and he's suing her. And when she gets served, she looks at the summons and she says, "Price Chang is suing me, idiot."
That is, I love that response. Because every time I've been sued, that's my response.
As if he like took her parking spot and was like, "Idiot."
She's
Why
not
is this
known as
idiot
the
suing me?
she's not known as the quippiest character in the MCU
No.
for nothing. Like, she's earned it.
Idiot. Katelynn?
Mine is when they're in Dr. Hanson's apartment and Jessica's like, oh, this place is too clean. And then Trish goes, you know what? This place is too clean. It's like, bitch, she just said that, obviously. The
I
place
am
is
a good
spotless.
PI.
She brought an observational hype man.
Well, I thank you for telling me that. But
This place is too clean. Yeah, it is.
Super clean. Why is it this
right.
clean?
Also, I need a sandwich. You do need a sandwich. And then she just runs to the kitchen.
Girl, get yourself a sandwich.
Jessica Jones is on Netflix. You can watch it on Monday nights or any other night of the week.
Wait, Tuesday?
I'm more partial to Monday, but if you want to watch it on Tuesday, that's up to you. I'm not going to tell anyone else.
I'm
how
a
they
Saturday
should watch
morning
it.
person.
Ooh,
Saturday
okay.
morning. Knock
Okay.
it out early.
Get a little bit of cereal. Just sit right in front of the TV.
Get ahead of the week. That's what I do.
I like it.
That's what I do.
Your
Charred head of the week.
number 6 show of the week is the C-Dubs iZombie.
The 2-part Brainless in Seattle concludes on this week's episode of iZombie with Liv and Ravi on the hunt for a serial killer who keeps body parts in furnaces. Sound familiar? It's like the last show. Blaine delivers the renegade to Fillmore Graves, and Major and his gang of young guns track down the phone that has footage of his protege scratching a normie. But this is all just to get us to the last 5 minutes, where Liv learns that boys are all just cootie-filled racists, and the only boyfriend she needs is her group of friends, which includes her ex-boyfriend. Taste buds, I ask you this. Liv keeps calling her crush the Lobster. Why is that? Is this a reference to the Yorgos Lanthimos summer blockbuster of the same name? And are all of the kids these days making references to his movies? Like, do you guys call people you're not attracted to dogtooths?
Oh, all the time. And I was like, oh, what's up, Dogtooth?
So, as Katelynn so rudely alluded to earlier, her and Taylor are much, much younger than me and Greg.
hey,
Hi.
Just much.
Guys,
younger
we
than
are
me.
full of the spirit of youth. We are going to live forever.
Is it still?
isn't it nice that your like back and bones don't crack like crazy?
Oh, it's great.
It's
I
really
mean,
nice.
I'm real jangly as is. So if there was noises going on while I was moving around, whoo, boy.
Is it still
Wouldn't that be
frowned
scary?
upon to grab a young person and consume their youth, empowering yourself?
Not all of us are vampires.
Greg,
so
Greg, that is called
maybe.
shaking a baby, which you expressly said we should not do.
I contain multitudes. I'm like, I can be something and its opposite at the same time.
Wow,
That's just I'm
deep.
very complicated.
Do you guys call hotties lobsters?
All the time. I'm like, what's up, girl? You want to jump in some hot water while you're still alive?
All right, I'm gonna go to Katelynn.
Show me what them claws do.
Hey.
Taylor. Every
Yo.
time I ask you a question, you try to be so cool about it and just assume that yes, everyone's calling people lobsters.
Rock lobsters, actually.
Rock what?
Rob
Jobsters.
Lobster.
Rob Thomas. And
She was gonna say Rob Thomas,
And we're
right?
back.
I totally was.
We're finally home.
circling back to my interests. So the best Matchbox 20 album, I think, is still Yourself or Someone Like You. Like, it's just everyone's a hit. It's just the best all the way through. No one's going to interrupt me on this?
No? Continue.
With what other Matchbox
It's
20?
your show, brother.
Name me a better Matchbox 20 album.
Okay, that
Any
one.
of 'em.
That one with the song Kryptonite.
Sure, that was great.
Yeah, I loved that one.
stand to fly.
That's a good one.
God damn it. I
Remember
am-
that Matchbox 20 song?
You guys
Burn,
know-
burn like a wicker
You guys-
cabinet.
you guys-
Chalk white and oh so pale.
I did it all for the nookie. The
Can I tell you
nookie.
guys? So a thing that I accidentally watched the end of last night was Friends with Benefits, and there's a line where he starts playing Closing Time, and
Oh, by Matchbox 20.
and she goes, "What is this?" He's like, "It's Closing Time by Simi Sonic. It's not Third Eye Blind. Can you believe it?" And I don't know what the rest of that movie was. It's probably awful, but that line was great.
You guys, I'm going to Arroyo Seco.
Uh-huh.
Third Eye Blind is going to play there.
Oh, shit.
Uninvited, just
how-
in the parking lot.
How much of an effort should I make to see Third Eye Blind?
You should make all the effort. Like that's a great story. I want to hear what Third Eye Blind's playing in 2018.
Probably just that one album, right? I'm going to be very disappointed if I go and see them and they're playing
And it's
anything
just,
other
it's
than
just their like current stuff.
yeah.
we have a new
okay.
album.
Now another one of our new songs. No, stop! Please don't do this to us.
It's like when I saw Aaron Carter perform in the year 2018 for some reason. He came out and immediately was like, all right, we're doing Aaron's party, and then we're going immediately into I Want Candy. Like, you guys don't give a shit about my new stuff.
But he was in one of those motorhomes where you donate blood. Like, give him a break. He was a little delusional.
He then followed it up with a song where he was like, all right, my dad just died, and here's a song that starts with the last voicemail he ever left me. And it brought the attitude down.
Aaron, do you know where the remote is? I was asking your mother, and Aaron, we found it. We found it. Never mind. You don't have to call me back. I love you. Bye.
I love you, Dad!
What a good Aaron Carter.
Aaron!
Oh, so iZombie.
So we're going to put some cameras in an apartment. We're going to get Katelynn and Taylor live in that same house.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be called Unnatural Matchbox 20s.
Hey!
How much are you going to watch that?
We'll have
Dude.
a lot of promotional gear. It'll be cool.
Oh, it'll be great. I'm looking for that swag.
I think it'll be like, remember the hit movie Truman Show
Of course I do.
from when we were all young people? I think I'll be like, just put that on and just sort of have it on in the background.
Sure.
Just to keep me company, you know? Because I have like nothing in my life. So I would just put that on. That way I hear voices and human contact. Well, they probably scream at each other about Matchbox 20.
What's your favorite part of the show? The first 2 days where Katelyn's always like, I love how Taylor you are, or the after the 2 days where stop being Taylor. Shit, this is terrible. I hate
She
it.
puts like tape down the middle of the house. You do not cross over to my side of the domicile. How long are we doing this show for?
I'm getting a real feeling for how you guys view me on a regular basis, and also explains why I never get second dates.
That line just goes down.
I've gotten a lot of insight right now based on
that
this
story
review.
took a real turn for the truth.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this was a pretty good show.
It was awesome. I think that iZombie's back. Mike is not here. He's dead, so I can't talk to him about it.
R.I.P.
I will maybe eat some of Mike's brain for next week, so I will act like him because that's how this show works. My moment of the week is Blaine eats a loose-lipped person's brain.
Okay.
Does he sink?
Does he sink a ship?
Good one, guys.
Thanks.
I'm glad we had that together.
Me too.
And we both delivered it with so much confidence.
Yeah.
And even though it's only an okay joke, we really sold it. And
We
I think that's why it
we
was.
really committed to the bit.
Please delicately, secretly low five later for that. But he's telling the truth, and he says, I was never happy even as a child.
Oh,
I thought about that. And
Blaine.
yeah, even as a child. Like, that's rough stuff.
Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Did anybody else watch iZombie?
No.
Cool. iZombie's on the CW on Tuesday nights?
Mondays.
Monday nights. It moved. I don't know if it was ever on Tuesday nights. Those are your shows for this episode.
That's all you get.
That's all you get because we're out of time. But we're going to cover the rest of the shows, numbers 5 through number 1, on the Tuesday show. It's going to be out. It's going to be really great. But before we get to that, Ryan, tell us about a website that this is brought to you by.
YourPopFilter.com is a website that you can go to get all these podcasts and articles and whatever you want that's on the internet is at YourPopFilter.com, or you don't want it.
Hey, Greg, where do you get your podcasts?
Where I go to get my podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apple Podcasts. I'll go there and I'll just like subscribe to this podcast or another one.
Superhero
Like-
Hour, superhero 2 words.
Yeah, definitely. And but also, let's see. I'm just gonna start throwing other ones out. Google Play.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
on, it's on
That's
there.
one.
It's on there.
Stitcher Premium free.
Yep.
Freemium. Nice. And Spotify. I'm gonna say you can get it on Spotify.
Can't
I'm
get
just
it.
gonna say you can't. Why can't you get?
You can't get
You
this
know
show on
what?
Spotify, but you know what show you can get on Spotify? Unnatural 20s. Caitlin, tell us about that show.
I have not heard of that show. I'm not aware of it.
Oh, well, you should hear about it because it is a great show. It is available on Spotify, Google Play, and iTunes. It is awesome show where me and my friends get together and we roll a D20 and we let that D20 decide what we're going to be talking about. So you should roll with us sometime.
It's a good show if you like Caitlin
So-
on this show.
Yeah.
She's on that show more often.
If you thought Caitlin should be,
She's making guest appearances on her own show like every time it's on.
if you
I
thought
guessed
Caitlin
once
should
a
be
week on that
interrupted
show.
less on that show or on this show, then listen to that. So wait, I thought Spotify was super choosy about. What
They chose
have,
us, actually. So.
Yeah,
but not
Yeah.
us.
No, we didn't
Therefore,
make it
your
in.
guys' show is better than ours.
I
Yeah.
didn't say it.
Yeah.
But Spotify did.
But you're
So
not.
Spotify
straight up
did.
did.
And you're
So-
not jumping in right now to say no. So
Well, you
okay.
know what show also isn't on Spotify? Writer's Block. The show where Dead Mike does a bunch of stuff where he talks to writers and shit. And all that other stuff he says. You can find that on iTunes and stuff too. Ryan, tell us about YouTube.
Christ, dude.
You know this is how I get whenever we go to the place.
All right, let's get through the show as soon as possible. YouTube is where youtube.com/YourPopFilter.
Probably right.
You'll find it. Yeah.
What
you-
I do is I just go and I search for your pop filter, and then we're like in there. We're one of the results that you could get to for sure.
If you're not into podcast apps, if you're a YouTube baby, then go to search for Your Pop Filter on YouTube, and then you can get the show with just like a little bit of video or a lot of video, depending on what Greg is in the mood for.
Hey-o.
I put some pictures up.
Hey.
So if you were listening to the show and you're like, oh man, I'd like to see a bunch of still images associated with this. Wow, YouTube is a place for you.
And if
Hey-o.
you want to listen to us on YouTube and then also do other things on your phone, you got to get YouTube Red.
That's true.
Unfortunately.
YouTube Red is a really good investment. It also gives you access to Google Play. So
I
you
always used to use the YouTube app on my phone, and you could like navigate away from it and it would still work. And then they took that away so they could sell it back to you.
yeah.
That's what it is?
future.
Because they're like, wait, we want people to pay for this. So then they took that feature away. And if you got YouTube Red, they would give it to you again.
Those
And
dicks.
Taylor, we're going to try this again.
Yeah.
If you want a sliced loaf of dough with pictures of Bono on each slice, you're going to get
YouTube Red.
YouTube Red.
there it is. There's my guy.
It was like what's that thing where that game where you say a bunch of nonsense until you get the word mushmouth, whatever it is. Greg, tell us about social media.
Mushmouth. Crap. I had that primed. Okay, so you could go to facebook.com/yourpopfilter.
Killed
You
it.
absolutely can.
Boom. You could go to Twitter @yourpopfilter.
It's a good place.
And that's it, though. That's the only two things you can do.
Yeah, that's it.
That's if you have a web browser, only
Hit us
do
up-
those two things with it.
Or sometimes you can hit us up on LinkedIn, but we're only there like every leap year on leap day. So
And I feel like over the last week, we were, as a nation, like done with Facebook, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're Twitter for sure.
Yep, that's
Yeah. Twitter forever.
Everyone hop on there, hit us up.
The only ethical
LinkedIn.
platform.
Caitlin, do you ever like to shop on like online?
Yes, I do.
That's crazy. What if I told you that
You guys are having the most natural conversation I've ever heard.
This is what talk around the house is going to be
Caitlin,
like.
what if I told you that there was a way that you could get things from online, but it would also help us?
What? I have never heard of such thing. Please tell me more.
Well, you can do that by making yourpopfilter.com/Amazon your bookmark for Amazon. It's just like your regular Amazon shopping experience, but it helps us out a little bit every time you buy something, and we don't see what you buy.
That performance went from robotic to actually a robot at the end.
Yeah, so that's
It's like if the It's a Small World character stopped singing and started talking for real.
I fucking hate when they do that.
They fucking do that?
That's so unnerving. Yeah.
every now and then they turn and they're just like, you've never been happy even as a
Yeah,
child.
they're like, hey, Greg, you're going to be alone forever.
I'm
Dutch
from-
boy, leave me alone.
I'm from Peru.
Oh, no. Oh, not Peru.
So that's a place that you can go. You can also, if you want to hit us up and email us about, maybe you think that the little Dutch boy isn't from Peru.
Which is what you should think.
That's canon.
Yeah,
That's canon.
you can email us at contact@yourpopfilter.com. And if it's an especially good comment about the Dutch boy not being from Peru, well, we'll read it on the show. You can also...
No, hold on.
Yeah.
If it's an especially bad comment about the little Dutch boy not being from Peru, we're going to read it on the show.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We're going to read it on the show, you guys. If you want to give us a little ring ding about, maybe you think Krypton is the best show that you've ever heard, you can call us at 1-562-DR-DJ-POP. He's our little robot guy. He takes our messages for us because, as I have established before, robots are slaves, and it's fine. So, he takes our messages. Call 1-562-Dr. DJ-Pop. He's a little robot. One of his hands is a...
DVD copy of Amistad.
And his other hand is a...
Corn dog.
And he's a corn dog Amistad.
Good portmanteau.
Thank you.
You really put those together nicely.
So that's been our show for this period of time that you've been listening to it in. If it's Tuesday already in the week that this has come out, then there'll be another show that you could listen to right after this one. But if not, you're going to have to wait, and that anticipation will make it all the fonder for you. We just want to provide the greatest content to you at any time at which you choose. This will be, if you're listening to this in future, there's going to be a lot more episodes. So, listen to these episodes and, enjoy. So that's been us. We're a Superhero Hour, and I'm for Mike, R.I.P. He's dead, and we miss him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's the end of the show.